Is Sargon of Akkad being hypocritical to try and get Anita Sarkeesian deplatformed from her panel at Vidcon 2017? Is he acting like the feminist and social justice warriors he has decried for years? No, he is not, but allow me to explain why, because initially I thought it was hypocritical of him to do so, but not now after taking all the facts into consideration. And if you notice I'm talking real fast, it's because I'm trying to get this video made real quick because I've got to go to work soon, and I've got to try and get this video made as quickly as possible, so I apologize in advance if I do some screw-ups here. Anita Sarkeesian did legitimately harass Sargon. More abstractly, she's a woman who directly harassed a VidCon attendee without provocation in full view of a crowd of people. That's what happened. There's really no question that that's the way it happened, because it's clear and obvious that it was. Now, most conventions have rules that prohibit undue harassment of the other people attending the con, and yes, that does include VidCon. It says right there at the top of their code of conduct, the link will be in the description, VidCon is a private event, and people who mistreat or disrespect other people will be removed and not allowed for the duration of the event. VidCon reserves the right to permanently ban attendees and guests who do not comply with the code of conduct, including for future events put on by VidCon LLC. Please use good judgment and be respectful, as we'll dislike throwing you out almost as much as you'll dislike being thrown out. As you can see, this rule applies to everybody, and it includes a fair warning that if you don't comply, they retain the right to throw you out and even permanently ban you. So what does this mean when it comes to freedom of speech? It means that your legal right to say whatever you want to whomever you want is limited. It's a self-imposed limitation voluntarily imposed upon by anyone who wishes to gain access to the con, and it's imposed upon by yourself. You go up, you sign an agreement, you get a badge, you go in, that's you limiting your own freedom of speech. Anita Sarkeesian is bound by this limitation like anyone else. When she's attending that con, she doesn't have the freedom to just say whatever she wants to whomever she wants. She voluntarily made an agreement that what she would say would abide by the code of conduct, which she then violated in one of the most public, shameless acts you could imagine. Asking the managers or founders of VidCon to remove her for that is therefore not a violation of Anita's right to freedom of speech, since her right was already voluntarily curbed by her. If this is still difficult to understand, take news anchors on public television. Most TV news anchors sign agreements that they will not use foul language on the air. If they use foul language on the air and then someone manages to convince their superior to get them fired because they violated that agreement, then that's fair. The anchor should expect it. He's not losing his freedom of speech. Same thing with Anita. This is not a free speech issue. She agreed to behave in a particular manner and violated that agreement loudly and publicly and shamelessly. Sargon is holding her accountable like you would any other person. And for Thunderfoot or any other person critical of Sargon's petition, you know that Sargon is not attempting to deplatform Anita for her beliefs or ideology. You know that. And if that was his intent, he would have tried to deplatform her before this convention even took place. He didn't do that. So why do you think he's being hypocritical when he's not doing what feminists and social justice warriors do? You guys act as though anyone who attempts to deplatform anybody is automatically hypocritical, but that makes no sense. Sargon doesn't have an inherent obligation to be respectful to SJWs or feminists on the internet. He and Anita do have such an obligation, both of them to each other, at VidCon. This is so simple if you just have ears to hear. This is not like the feminists who preemptively deplatformed Richard Dawkins for a tweet. Sargon didn't pre-plan this. This is not him shutting down speech he doesn't like. This is him punching back at someone who punched him first. And no, Anita didn't punch him, but that's not the point. How else do you expect Sargon to take this while he's at VidCon? Is he supposed to just deal with it? Wouldn't letting Anita get away with this be yet another prime example of letting women get away with immoral behavior? Yes, it would be. So it should come as no shock that Sargon isn't taking this lying down. He has a right to demand that Anita be removed from the con. Unlike those feminists, they had no right to deplatform Dawkins. But Sargon, he does have a right to demand that Anita be removed from the con because it's in the code of conduct she agreed to follow. And for those who level the accusation that Sargon's being salty just like they are because he can't take some insults, give me a break. I don't think any one of you is going to be very happy if you're placed in a situation where someone is free to insult you in front of a crowd of people and you're not allowed to talk back. And the one time a man got up to criticize the panel during the question and answer session, they had him removed from the microphone by some beefy security guards. Those security guards aren't enforcing the rules, they're just letting Anita get away with whatever she wants and shutting down anyone who would dare to talk back. So, short of appealing to the founders or the managers of the con, How else is Sargon supposed to fight back? Is he obligated to just sit down and take public insults, otherwise he's a salty hypocrite? If not, then you tell me how he's supposed to go about this. Go ahead and tell me in the comments, because in my opinion, there's no other way to go about this. Anita has to be told she's not welcome, and if the staff won't do it, you can only appeal to the management. That is simple and easy to understand, and any reasonable person should understand that. I think what Sargon's doing is perfectly justifiable. This is not a free speech issue, he's not being a hypocrite, and if he succeeds in getting Anita deplatformed, good for him. Anita would finally be treated in a manner she deserved for once in her life, and it would unequivocally be her fault, and there'd be no question about it. I hope I've changed some of your minds out there, because initially I thought this was hypocritical, but not anymore, and I hope I've helped other people to see it that way as well. If you still don't see it that way, I still want to hear from you in the comments section. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. I know this was a rushed video, and I apologize for that, but I just, sometimes you don't have a lot of time. So, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you again on the Prince Asbel channel.